Hey everyone, it's Leah. While Gatsby was off making his video about what range classes he thinks are the best, I thought I would talk about my favorite and even least favorite melee specs. Now it's just my opinion and I'm only talking about how much fun I have with them, not how good they are in DPS or their potential in raids. I'm talking purely how much fun I had with the classes, and I'm rather biased in what I enjoy, and it's just my opinion. If you disagree with me, be sure to tell me down below in the comments about why. I'd actually love to know what you guys prefer in classes. So anyway, with that, let's get on to my least favorite of the specs. So as a heads up, I'm not a fan of downtime, like at all, and Assassin Rogue has a lot of it. It will likely change with maybe haste or, not being terrible at playing it, but it's really just not my playstyle. The times when you have Vendetta up are a lot of fun with the extra energy regen. The playstyle when it speeds up is rather enjoyable, but yeah, when it's down and you're close to the base energy regen due to low haste, it's just really dull. Lots of downtime, very slow feeling. That's probably going to be a recurring theme on this list. I don't like slow specs, they bug me. Anyway, I'd personally much rather be playing Outlaw for the random shootingness and stuff and all the procs, and you get to be a pirate or sub because you get to teleport all over the place. And I'm sure people would prefer assassination over those, but it's just not for me. Honestly, my biggest complaint with Ret Paladin falls in line with assassination. I don't like downtime when I'm doing DPS. It makes me feel like I'm just sitting on my hands and doing nothing, when I should be hitting buttons and making my damage meter go up and making things explode. That's on me, I get that, but I just don't find it fun. Ret Paladin feels slower than Assassination, and even worse, their mobility is just horrible. I personally have to spec into Cavalier anytime I play my Paladin, just because if I don't, I feel like I'm just stuck in place. Can't move, can't catch up to things. Back in Draenor with Long Arm of the Law, it didn't feel as bad. Got lots of movement there. But I just can't stand playing slow classes after playing quick ones. I mean, I mained a Demonhunter in Legion. Like, going back to that is horrible. Anyway, I will say that the rotation, whenever it gets going, is pretty smooth. It's maybe boring, but it's consistent. You don't have a lot of RNG. I could pull off the same numbers almost every pull, and you're not dealing with a whole bunch of procs, which does make it feel a little bit more dull, but at the same time it is consistent. I'm sure with other talents it'll speed up, maybe there's more procs and it's more fun, but I never claim to be fair on this list. I dislike Frost Death Knight. I really, really dislike Frost Death Knight. But I figure I should probably talk about the positive first. I do like the idea of the class, and as much of a joke as it can be, class fantasy of being the slow-walking juggernaut that just wrecks things in its path is pretty darn cool, and I love the gear it comes with. You can also get a lot of burst with Cold Heart and Syndragosa, and I actually like large numbers a lot. I've been playing crit classes for as long as I can remember, so yeah. But it's not fun. I I can't stand just randomly not doing anything for a while and just waiting. It's easy beyond measure, and the movement speed. Oh my god, the movement speed. Wraithwalk is a talent now, so you don't even get it baseline. Without it, the only thing you have is Death's Advance, which is a 45-second cooldown for a 30% speed boost. It's like nothing, and it's pulling teeth when you try and catch up with your group, or the boss gets pulled away for something, or just walking around inside of a building or an instance. I can't stand it. Like I said, I played a Demonhunter all of Legion, and going from a Demonhunter to a Frost Death Knight is like jumping into ice water on a hot day. It's a shock, you never get used to it, and it never stops being uncomfortable. And it's a shame, because it's almost fun. And then there's the Breath Cinder Ghost talent, which I admit I am completely terrible at it. I don't understand how it works, but it feels clunky as hell and extremely punishing, and it's stupid and I hate it. If you don't hate the spec, that's fine. You're free to enjoy it, but you're wrong. Okay, look, it's fun. It's stupid, and playing a melee hunter feels wrong to me after playing a ranged hunter for so long in the past. But it's fun. You feel like you're almost always able to do something, and though it's not quite GCD locked, you get so many resets and you build your fury so fast that you always have something to do. It's fun AoE with Carve and the bomb thingy, and while it's pretty darn easy in single target, with the talents I took, the rotation was basically just keep Serpent Sting up, use the bomb, use Raptor Strike, and kill command as much as you can. It's not so easy that you just are bored. I wasn't at least, and I'm a squirrel. Also, you get to keep the mobility of the hunter, which I love, and you get Harpoon, which is, yeah, just a 20-second cooldown charge, but it's still Harpoon. You throw it at them, then fly through the air to them. Anyway, you also keep disengage, you get your traps, and you do actually have a cooldown, which makes all your melee abilities, which is 1, into a ranged ability, so you're just a ranged class for a couple seconds. It's pretty funny, and it's pretty fun. It's hard to understand why it's fun without playing it, so like if you have a hunter, just try it. Like just get a green spear and go try it. It's weird having a single melee spec on a ranged class, but hey, if you're planning on maining survival, give me a shout on Twitter, cause like I'm actually really interested to see how many people are actually going to be playing this, because it's fun enough that I could see people maining it if their guild would let them, be melee as a hunter, which Fury Warrior feels like you're playing a sapient blender. You push buttons, and everything around you just takes a lot of damage and eventually dies. It's like your machine gun, a spinning machine gun with a short range. A spinning machine gun with a short range and no ammo, and it's actually just a... Anyway, look, my point is that it's freaking fast. You just non-stop smack things, and it's just so much fun. I never know what I'm doing, to be honest, but as long as the buttons get hit and I rampage, I feel like I'm doing well, and it's just fun. I'm not sure if it's good for your wrists, though, in the long run, and it is pretty darn easy and forgiving, so you also get pretty darn good mobility of a warrior. You get leap and charge, a talent which makes leap may give you movement speed. You have a lot of utility with shout. I don't know, I just love the spec and have very little to say against it. I mean, you always have fury, and more targets gives you more fury. You're just non-stop attacking things. If I was not as heavily biased towards number 1 on this list, this would have been number 1. I was heavily debating switching to a Fury Warrior in the next expansion, so I'm heavily biased. I fell in love with Demonhunter from the moment it was first announced, and it has a lot of what I like in a class. It's extremely mobile, having 2 fell rushes, double jump, glide, vengeful retreat, and if you talent it, Netherwalk, which, is also an immunity. You can just fly over the map and even off of it at times. Hell, you can dash straight off the goddamn servers. The rotation in BFA doesn't look like it'll be too much different than it was in Legion, though I've only played it at 110 so far, and I have the helmet legendary, so demonic is kind of a go-to, and I've been just eye-beaming all over the place, taking my haste buff, smacking the crap out of things, being a demon non-stop. It's pretty good. The small change to eye-beam, where it does bonus damage to the first target, just feels really nice. It feels like you're actually doing damage and you're not just wasting your time hitting a single target. And the big AoE fell eruption thing is just pretty darn fun and probably broken from what I can tell. I can't speak much for numbers, but Demonhunter feels pretty insane for AoE right now. Especially until 116 when, legendaries die. Honestly, my only complaint is how easy the class is to play if you go demonic, and that you're still kind of forced into going to Demon Bite due to just Demon Blade kinda still being an RNG nightmare, and you get Anger of the Half Giants as a talent now, which is pretty nice. You don't have to just rely on not having that and, being angry at the world because you get it in the middle of Nighthold and you were shitty all of Nighthold. If I wasn't going a Druid tank in BFA, I'd still be playing a Hunter in BFA because it's just the most fun melee spec for me. And I unfortunately don't like Demonhunter tanking. I can't really tell you why, it's just never clicked with me. So yeah, it's gonna be my secondary main and stuff. And yeah, be sure to tell me what specs you're really enjoying right now, especially the melee ones. And if you think I am horribly wrong and stupid, because I think Frost Death Knight is the worst spec in the game right now in terms of like every single role. It's garbage. I hate it. It is horrible. So yeah. See you guys. Bye.